Okay. Of course, my name is Brooke Sperling. If there's any new coaches on the call, and I am head over Team M2L. And what I am wanting to talk to you about today are getting your customers and your new customers. I mean, and if you have, subsequent new customers where they haven't done it in a while and you're getting them back started, it's about the same thing. And new coaches. Okay, so new customers. What you're going to want to do after they place their order, first of all, you're going to check on their order in the previous office view. And I showed that last week. And if you don't know where your previous office view, it is on the same tab as your coach tab, and it's underneath the coach online office. It's the bottom one on the coach tab. So that's where you're going to go, and you're going to go to my orders and then my customer orders, and their name should be there. The primary reason that you need to check their order as soon as they order or within an hour or two, because if you're out and about, is to make sure they go under you. Because how many people have had that problem where someone ordered and they didn't show up in their order and you waited too long to get it changed to you? Probably most of us have had that happen if you've been a coach for longer than 30 days. So it's just a really good thing for you and a really good thing for them so that you can fix that immediately. The second thing is to give them tracking info if they want it. Not everyone cares about tracking info, but as soon as that pops up within 24 hours or 48 hours, some people really like that. They just invested a lot of money into something. Mm-hmm. And I am more than happy to look up their tracking info and then take a snapshot. I usually do it on my phone and take a snapshot so they can see when it's going to be delivered. I try not to be frustrated if someone asks me, how can I know when it's going to come, or when is it going to ship, or whatever, because I think they might have spent $160, they might have spent, $200 on something, and I'd like to know when it's going to show up at my house too if I spent that. So, second thing is, or the third thing that I like to do is to check on them to see if they're preparing for their challenge pack. I know a lot of people have said to me when I check on them, I'm just trying to eat all the crap food that I have in my house before I start this. And I'm like, oh no, that just hurts my stomach to think about. And I usually say, just because you have it, you don't have to eat it. You can donate it to someone else if you feel comfortable doing that. Or if you want to feed it to your kids or your husband or whatever. But, I usually try to tell people that they can go ahead and start especially even if they're not doing the fix. I usually recommend fix recipes. I'm like, you can look up on Pinterest. If you're not on Pinterest, I'd be happy to share a couple of recipes with you, some of your favorite things, or if you have some ideas on what you like to eat. I usually typically always add both, or add customers to both challenge groups immediately so that they can get food ideas, and because the fixed group has more food ideas, and then I add them to the mixed group. So sharing Pinterest, send them your favorite recipe for Shakeology. Depending on if they order a different kind of Shakeology than what you recommend or what you're used to drinking, you can ask in Teammates Love, or you can look up, I'm sorry, I'm yawning. You can look up recipes on Team Beachbody, and you might notice something that someone has been sharing before, or if they've liked it. We're coming up on fall and people love to do the pumpkin pie recipe with the vanilla, and you can honestly do it with chocolate too. So the big thing now that is really exciting is to talk to them about accessing their workout on demand immediately. My last couple of customers have texted me in their order because how they've changed getting the Team Beachbody Club, that they're going to pay for it, even customers for it, the 30-day mark, and they've changed that. So it's important that you know what they're talking about when they are saying, what's this $45, or what's this talking about that I'm going to have to pay for, or what's this membership that it's signing me up for. I've always had people ask me that, but never have they been charged for it like they're going to be charged for it now. And you want to be able to say, this is really great. I will show you how to cancel it if you don't want to keep it. But for the time being, for the next 7 days before you get your challenge pack, you can go ahead and start working out. You can go ahead and start trying out some of the workouts and have them, wherever you are. So that's really important. And on the Team Beachbody Club, they get free recipes too. The biggest thing that I always typically do is send them the portion sizes. If you can look at it on Pinterest, but you can type in 21-day fixed portions, and it will give you the measuring cups. So send that to your customers too. All right, so new coaches. Pretty much same as the above, except for with coaches, two things. When coaches place orders for challenge packs, when they first sign up, their volume points do not go underneath you. When you look in the online office for them, it will show $0. And last month, I think it was last month, when all of my SC points were to coaches, I did not get any of that volume. And I didn't think about it because typically my months are mixed with new coaches and customers. And I thought, gosh, I should have way more volume than this. And it is all from customers. So that turns into when a coach signs up, that volume automatically starts for themselves. So you cannot check their order. So you can describe to them the same way that I'm telling you about checking customers' orders, about going in and looking in the previous office view for their order immediately. You can look at my orders and click on my orders, and they can see their order. And what's really important about that for them is to check to make sure that it went through correctly, and also that they ordered this right kind of Shakeology that they wanted, because sometimes people, even coaches, forget to do the drop down. So the thing that I always have a priority of doing within the first 24 hours is to send a welcome email. Every single one of my coaches have gotten a welcome email. And just recently, I guess it was in June or early July, I changed my welcome email. And it's a lot more simpler and easier to read. And one of my biggest things on it is talking about scheduling a call with me. And every coach can decide for themselves how they want to do those calls. And you can be, picky with your time if you want, or you can just have calls with all of your coaches all the time if you want. But the biggest thing that the thing that I did was set up Acuity, and I've had that for months because it has files, and you can copy mine. If you set up your Acuity, you can go to my Acuity link, and you can look at the different forms that people fill out for coaches or customers. And you can copy it. It's pretty simple. It's no big deal there, but at least you can kind of know where your coaches are at before you talk to them. So if a coach signs up for that call and I get an email that they've signed up for that, typically discount coaches do not schedule a call with me, even though I say I would love to schedule a call with you. But the discount coach calls are usually about their fitness journey, which is just fine. I am totally great with that, and you probably would be too. But scheduling that call with them is so important so that they can know their baseline and know what they're starting with, and knowing how that they can move forward. It also, you can set goals with them if they're a discount coach. So when you schedule a call, you want to set expectations. My expectation of a coach call is that if they need to have 100 names of contacts and invites, people invite, before they call me. And if they don't, let me mute people because sorry about that, guys. We've got a lot of feedback. Okay, so when you have these expectations set, you want to be able to pour out training to them. And if they are a business-minded coach and they don't have their names written out, that's the prep work that they need to have before going into a call for me. And if they don't have that 100 names written out, if they say, I only know 80 people, I accept 80 people, because there are people that, when I signed up to coach, I only had 200 friends on Facebook. So I can honestly say I probably wouldn't have had 100 names. So I accept people, wherever they're at. But if they don't have names written out, then they're not serious. and I don't want to waste my time talking to someone about business, business information and business training and, spending my 30 or 45 minutes talking to them if they're not serious about this. I'd rather talk. I mean, personally, I love the business stuff. I'd rather talk about their fitness journey and talk about food and fun and that kind of stuff and getting to know them. So, it's stressful sometimes to talk about the business stuff with someone that's not really interested in doing it. So it's up to you to, whether you want to do that or not. But add them to the groups. And something that I recently changed in my welcome letter, and I've sent it to a couple of coaches, is I'm not announcing coaches anymore. I find that it's more beneficial I talked to Kelly about it, and she said she tried it out and she got a better response with coaches if they announce themselves, because it's coming from them and it's not coming from you, especially if you work Instagram or if you're signing up someone that you don't know very well. You might have to spend an hour on the phone learning about them before you can ever write up their announcement post, because you don't know them and you might not even know their husband's name. So if I send a little, small paragraph of an example that they can put in their announcement if they want, as well as explaining, maybe what they're doing, maybe not name dropping. I explain a little bit of all of that to them. But I do, if they do want to announce themselves, I think Meg Johnson did it, and I do announce it to the group, and I tell them they're more than welcome to use the picture. I'll send them the picture that I made up, because I will announce them to the group. I just won't announce them publicly on my Facebook feed anymore. You've probably noticed that I haven't been announcing coaches, and you wondered why. But if they want announced and they want people to know, then they can do it, and they can be excited about it, and it will be more genuine coming from them typically. So, when you get on the call and do your Getting Started Right call, those calls are called Getting Started Right. And I actually have a list of stuff that I talk to coaches about for their first, second, third, and fourth Getting Started Right call. So if someone schedules their first one, I schedule a second one, and I schedule a third one, and I schedule a fourth one, so that they have 4 that first month. So we can talk about their goals, and I talk about just their vital behaviors, and I go over pretty much everything that they need to know to get started right. But in that first call, always talk about vital behaviors and their fitness journey, because what I see coaches struggle with most is, especially if they're a brand new coach and they've not ever done a challenge pack, is getting that going well. And not that it's hard, because that's usually the primary reason that you're getting a coach started, is because they want to work on their fitness journey. Very rarely do you have a coach that just says, I just want to make money. I hate working out, but I'll do it anyways. I don't think I've ever had that. But getting them to understand the vital behaviors and how that plays into the success of their coaching, or just the success in their fitness journey, is really, really important. And we all describe vital behaviors a little bit differently, because we all do them a little bit differently. And that's just wonderful. And it's beautiful, because you're attracting people that are a lot like you. So explain the training and the office, the online training academy and the online office. It's not always my go-to with training, but the wonderful thing about when you're a brand new coach is that it gives you a lot of terminology in those videos that you have never had in your head before. And so the reason why it's really nice to do that is you might not retain all that information when you're a brand new coach, but if you go through the training academy that's under the news and training tab in the online office, it gets you familiar with Beachbody stuff. And or Beachbody names, but I usually tell my coaches when they are getting on the online office to play around and look at that and see what you're paying $15 a month for, because it's pretty fabulous to look at all that stuff in there and get your information. Because if I didn't exist, or you didn't exist in your coach's life, or if you signed up a coach and went on vacation and you're gone for a week, you want to tell them that all this stuff is in there so that they have what they need. Because we do have everything we need to be a coach, to be a successful coach in our online office. Make sure that, when you've added them to our groups, that you can tell them that there's things in the files that they can look at. Get them connected. Tell them that I will forever be doing a coach basics, a coach success training every single month. And you can tell them that, your upline in our group that you add them to will be starting basically a coach basics group in the following weeks, or, depending on I'll probably start it around the first week of the month, since it's 14 days. One of the biggest things that I always talk to new coaches about is finding a success partner, or finding a fitness partner that they can be accountable with. Because while our challenge groups are great, sometimes it is really fun either to get together with someone and work out, or to have someone that's texting you every day or Facebook messaging you every day and saying, hey, how'd your workout go? Did you show up? Having that accountability. The beautiful thing about success partners, and I've talked about it probably 1,000 times, is having someone to talk to and to learn the business with. So in our team, we typically have coaches that are signing up every single month, and helping them get connected with someone else on the team. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to get another brand new coach, but if there's a coach that you've seen kind of start back up with the business, then talk to them about, maybe joining your coach as a success partner. I feel like I've done a lot of training with success partners and explaining what they are. And I have bottomed out connecting people, and I'm trying really hard to do that again, and because it's my favorite thing. But I'm not a matchmaker, so you might not feel like a matchmaker either. But tell them to announce it in Teammates Love. If they want a success partner, seek out if someone else is there and they can do an interview. I absolutely would love for everyone to figure out Zoom and to do all these new coach calls on Zoom, and to do all your coach prospect calls on Zoom, because talking face to face, it connects you. You stay engaged better, and you can also see how their face is when you're talking to them. Because if they look really angry or they look scared, you might kind of take some step backs on the pressure that you're putting on them. But personal development emphasis is pretty much mandatory on your GSR. And every single GSR call that you do, whether it's the call number 4 on the 4th week that someone's been a coach, you talk to them about their personal development, because every single coach goes through ups and downs and goes through struggles, and it can happen in your first 30 days. I typically sign on perfectionists and type A people because I am, and that's who I'm friends with. That's usually who I have in my bus all the time. And so people get really down on themselves when they're not successful and when they're not doing well. So pushing personal development and pushing the things that will help them is pretty key. So if all goes well, schedule another call the following week. If you've had a great call with them, say, all right, I'm going to send you my link so that we can get another call in next week. And you don't have to keep these calls very long, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Some people might be able to do it on their lunch hour, but that's pretty much my go-to for my getting a coach started right. I would love to open it up to questions, so let me unmute you guys. Let's see. All right. Does anyone have any questions about start to finish? Does everyone know how to check customers' orders? And does everyone know how to explain to new coaches how to get on the online office? Oh, one thing I forgot is telling them in your first Getting Started Right call about setting up their EFT. And honestly, if they make a sale that night, or if they sign up their husband or they sign up someone else, because that has happened before, then they need to set up their fee like an hour after they sign up to coach. Because if you see them working the business, then that's really important that they get that set up so they don't have to pay for a check or wait for one. Okay, does anyone have any questions about getting started right with customers and coaches?
The only question I was thinking, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Is for the Beachbody On Demand, are your customers asking you if they're paying the fee afterwards, or are you directly coming to them and saying, after these amount of months, you're going to be paying?
No.
How are you approaching it?
They have asked me in the middle of their order.
Okay.
They have, they have said it's asking, or it's telling me that I'm going to be paying for this and that what is it?
Okay.
And so it gives them a warning every time.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't had anybody ask me, so I'm like, am I supposed to be telling them, hey, this is what's going to happen?
Yes, you do need to tell them.
Okay.
But you don't have to tell them in the middle of their order.
Yeah, because then it freaks them out. That's why I've had people like, am I getting something every week, every month? What is it? You know?
You can honestly set up a reminder. Well, with new customers, I flip forward in my calendar book or in my calendar that I have, and I put their name down about 5 days before their Shakeology is going to ship. So if they purchased on today's the 11th, if they purchased today, then you need to flip forward for September. Well, is this August? Yeah, September. You need to do like September 5th or 6th that you missed. Well, sure. Hopefully you're seeing them on a daily basis in the challenge group, but you need to purposely message them about 5 days before. And a couple of questions that you're going to ask them is, number one, are you happy with Shakeology? And are you happy with your flavor of Shakeology? And if they're really excited and they're really happy about it and they're like, yes, I can't wait for my next bag to ship, or do you know when my next bag is going to ship? Then you talk to them about coaching. Then you talk to them about discount coaching and being able to get that set up before their next bag ships. Because they can easily do that. Yeah. Or the second thing, I think you just maybe experienced that, is that they can cancel their next bag of shake and sign up to be a discount coach. Yeah. With another challenge pack with their next program. So there's a couple of ways to do that. But telling them in that message about they're going to be charged for that, and the easiest thing that they can do is to send an email to Team Beachbody and either cancel the Team Beachbody Club so they're not charged for it. Yeah. Or if they're signing up to coach, they may even want that.
Okay, awesome. I think I heard you last week saying you let people know 45 days in advance about switching their account from Shakeology order to a discount. I've started writing that down, so I've been doing that with people, making sure.
Yeah. That's quite a few of my coaches last month.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome. Way to go.
Any other questions?
And with Beachbody On Demand, I've been telling people about it and telling them that they have 30 days before they get charged for it and to check it out, and it's, and telling them why. It's great for when you're out on the road, if you're traveling, you can try other programs, because you kind of, like, I was forgetting about it for a while, to tell people about it and just kind of assuming that they knew to go check it. Mm-hmm. But I've had a couple customers say how they love it now because, they took it on the road with them. So, use it. It's a tool, it's a tool for your business and to stay connected to them.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I always do when they order their challenge pack. That's what I hope that you wrote that down with the new customers, is to always tell them when you send them a shake, when they order and you send them a shake recipe, is to always mention, hey, I don't know if you're interested, that you can start right now. You can start working out right now for free with On Demand. So please don't forget that, because that's such a nice tool. Any other questions? Well, next week, I don't think we've decided on the dates, but I have Jennifer and Rachel that are going to be doing the team calls while I'm gone. And I hope that I'm successful in showing them how to save it and then upload it to YouTube, because I'm giving them all my information. so they can steal my identity someday. But so yes, please get on and hear their story, because both of these girls are rocking it, and they have their own way of doing things, and it's pretty amazing what they're doing. So thank you guys for being on here, and pray for me and my kids. I feel very stressed out and overwhelmed, but it will be good, I hope. But thank you guys. Have a great day. Thanks.
You too.
Bye.
Do you want to finish